Welcome to our latest video, which is part B of our Excel interface-based archiving and purging offering. In part A, available on our website, ppmetrics.com, we focused on the data archiving portion of this offering. Today, we're going to focus on the second part, which is data purging or deletion. Previous videos, also available on our website, showing a day in the life using XLI, which is short for Excel interface, of different stakeholders such as the project manager or resource pool manager, as well as providing overviews of other modules. But before we talk about this new module, let's take a quick step back and briefly describe what XLI is all about. So the tagline for this solution is the flexibility of Excel with the governance of PPM. This productivity tool provides an alternative Excel-based UI. It's designed to provide a faster and more accurate data management experience. It possesses unique PPM transaction shortcuts and special control features. And very importantly, it covers all key PPM user transactions. Now let's talk about this new capability, the first all-encompassing PPM data archiving and deletion solution, starting with a little reminder for those of you who watched Part A. Effective archiving and deletion of PPM data is a common requirement, whether it's for regulatory or policy reasons, a need to shrink the PPM database, or for data migration purposes. Nevertheless, until now, PPM customers did not have an effective solution. So let's talk about the data archiving portion of this offering. It covers all PPM object types. All desired data elements, including attachments, get archived together in user-friendly Excel tables. It's highly configurable. You can specify custom filters, data formatting, and elements in which elements to archive. A detailed audit log is provided for all archiving operations. Once data gets archived, it's usually desired to purge it from PPM. So now let's talk about the purging or deletion portion of the offering. It also covers all key PPM object types. It also has the option to perform a 100% complete purge of desired objects, and includes reference objects, reference timesheet lines, associated resource and financial information, and attached documents. It does not require PPM downtime, separate hardware, or involvement for other resources such as the DBA. And a detailed audit log is provided for all purge operations. Let's go ahead and see the purge in action. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the state of the data in PPM. So we actually have two closed projects in PPM. They all both begin with 2019. One is for data center consolidation, and one is called the Enterprise Learning Management System. So both these projects have work plans, associated project controls, i.e. issues and risks, staffing profile, financial information via the financial summary. There's an attached planning document. Same thing applies for the second project, Enterprise Learning Management System. We have attached references, documents, and associated entities such as the work plan, issue risks, staffing profile, and costs. This tab shows the staffing profiles associated with both projects. These are some of the issues and risks. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this number real quick. Stick it temporarily in the notepad so we can search for it later after purge. And then we have timesheets with timesheet lines for both projects. So after the purge, we expect these lines to be removed. Now let's go ahead and jump over to the XLI. To the PPM user, the XL is simply an Excel macro-enabled workbook. Under normal circumstances, I would have to actually log in and authenticate with my PPM credentials into XLI. And if single sign-on is enabled in your PPM implementation, I would actually bypass the screen. I've already logged on. I jumped into something called the User Settings tab. Settings tab is only available to admins. This is where I set my XLI settings, which would then get saved to the server. So very similar to configuration parameters for PPM. Now let's talk about the XLI settings for archiving and purging. In our previous video, we went through some of the data archiving settings. So if I scroll down, we'll take a look at the purge settings. So down below, we have a setting. Do we want to purge attachments? Do we want to purge object references? Do we want to purge timesheet lines? And here we have an example of a new setting for which timesheet lines do we want to purge. We get to specify the status of the timesheet line we want to purge. So for example, is it approved? Is it closed? Now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the Request tab. So in PPM, almost everything under the covers is requests, including projects. So I'm going to work with this major entity for our demo. Note that this offering covers all the different objects as seen by the other different tabs down below. But we're just going to go ahead and work with requests for this demo. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on the magnifying glass icon. Then I'm going to specify which request type to work with. In this case, I'm going to work with project details. The project name contains 2019. And we have a little tab here for custom filters. So we can specify a bunch of different custom filters. So for example, I can search for projects updated before a specific date. I can specify many custom filters. These are just a couple of ones that we have for this demo. Now click on search, select both projects, and then hit go. So down in the lower left, you'll notice this actual status of what's happening with the XLI. It's going ahead and downloading the files. And it's done. It's downloaded all the information. So at this point, if I wanted to, I could actually save the files as standard Excel file without the macros and basically make this my archive. So let's take a look at some of the columns and information it downloaded. So I actually have attachments here. And if you watched our previous video, these attachments are actually locally downloaded. We have also the notes that have been downloaded into the Excel spreadsheet as well. Now let's go ahead and begin the purge. So go into the column specified by delete, hit yes, and actually present it with a shortcut. Do I want to apply to all the empty rows below? So this allows me to click yes. If I had a large number of projects or requests, it allows me to purge all of them at once. Now if I go ahead and click on save, it's actually going to perform the purge. An entire purge operation with all the details get logged to the database. So go ahead and click that. It's performing the mass purge. Now let's go jump into PPM to verify the XLI did a complete purge. Let's go back to our projects, hit reload. It's no longer there, so it was deleted. Take a look at the staffing profiles. No longer there. Take a look at the issues and risks. They're gone. And let me actually just go ahead and actually search for that issue or risk we copied before. We'll try to go specifically to that request, and it's no longer there. Let's go into the timesheet. So we have these two timesheet lines for 2019 projects. If I reload, those timesheet lines are no longer there. So basically, these two projects, anything related to them, is now completely deleted. Now let's conclude this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video interesting and useful. While this demo covered archiving and purging of projects, all the key PPM object types are supported as well. The XLI has been used for over a decade by some of the top customers in the United States, Europe, and Australia as an alternative PPM UI for enhancing productivity and data quality. And now with this new offering, the product has expanded its value to PPM organizations. Whether you're one of our existing XLI customers or not a customer yet, whether you're a small or large organization, please feel free to contact us at info@ppmetrics.com or visit us at our website, www.ppmetrics.com. Thank you.